The language model mystery. The AI lab at Lincoln Middle School was humming with a strange energy. Mr. Kimball stood at the front of the room, his eyes twinkling behind his glasses. "Today, we aren't just students," he announced, gesturing to the glowing screens. "We are detectives. We have a mystery to solve about the machines that seem to talk back to us." Leo leaned forward, gripping the edge of his desk. He loved a good mystery, especially one that involved technology. "Our mission," Mr. Kimball continued, turning to Ava, "is to create the ultimate history of Milwaukee. But we aren't doing it alone. We're using a large language model, an LLM. People call it artificial intelligence, but our job is to find out what is actually happening behind the screen." Ava pulled up a digital map of the city on her monitor. She was ready to dig into the facts of their hometown, from the breweries to the beautiful lakefront. Leo and Ava stared at their shared workstation. A single vertical line, the cursor, blinked steadily in a white box. "It feels like it's waiting for us to say something," Leo whispered. "Like there's a ghost in the machine." Ava tapped her chin. "It's not a ghost, Leo. But how does it know how to answer? That's the first part of the mystery we need to solve." Mr. Kimball walked over to Leo. "To solve the mystery, you have to understand that this isn't a truth engine. It's a prediction engine." He grabbed a nearby whiteboard marker. "It doesn't know things like you do. Instead, it uses math to guess the next word in a sequence. It's like a very, very fast version of the suggested text on a phone, but much more powerful." "Let's test the prediction," Mr. Kimball said, turning to Ava. "If I say, after a long day at the Milwaukee County Zoo, I wanted to eat a chocolate, what comes next?" Ava grinned. "Cookie, or maybe ice cream." Mr. Kimball nodded. "Exactly. Your brain predicted that based on your life. The LLM does the same thing, but it uses data instead of memories." "Where does all that data come from?" Leo asked. Ava pointed to a poster on the wall of a massive library. "Mr. Kimball said it's like a library that contains almost everything ever written," she explained. "The AI has read trillions of pages, books, articles, and websites. It looks for patterns in how humans put words together. It knows that Milwaukee is often followed by art museum or bucks." Mr. Kimball tapped a key, and a holographic display appeared between him and Leo. It was a digital brain made of millions of tiny, glowing language cubes. Each cube represented a word or a fragment of a word. "This is how the AI sees language," Mr. Kimball said. "It connects these cubes using billions of mathematical paths to predict which one should come next." Leo decided to try it out. He typed a simple prompt into the box. "Tell me about Milwaukee." The AI quickly replied with a short, boring paragraph. "Milwaukee is a city in Wisconsin. It is located on Lake Michigan. It has a population of about 577,000 people." Leo sighed. "That's not a mystery. That's a textbook. It's a bit dull, isn't it?" Mr. Kimball leaned in toward Ava. "That's because your prompt was too simple. Think of a prompt like a blueprint. If you give the machine a better blueprint, it can build a better answer. We call this prompt engineering. You have to give it context, a style, and a specific goal." Ava's eyes lit up. She took the keyboard, her fingers poised to type something much more detailed. Ava typed, "You are an expert Milwaukee historian. Write a vivid, 3-paragraph description of the Milwaukee Art Museum's architecture. Focus on the wings and the feeling of standing on the lakefront. Mention the year it was built." Leo watched as the screen began to fill with beautiful, descriptive language. "Now we're talking," he exclaimed. The AI's response was poetic. It described the soaring white wings of the Burke Breeze Soleil and the cool mist of Lake Michigan. Mr. Kimball looked at the screen with Leo. "It sounds very confident, doesn't it?" he remarked. "But here is the heart of the mystery. Just because it sounds smart doesn't mean it is always right. Ava was reading the text closely. Suddenly, she stopped. "Wait," she said, her brow furrowing. "The AI says the iconic wings of the museum were completed in 1912. That can't be right. That building looks like it's from the future." Leo leaned in, squinting at the date on the screen. 1912? My great-grandpa wasn't even born then, and he says that building is new. Mr. Kimball handed Ava a heavy history book. "This is called a hallucination," he explained. "Because the AI is just predicting the next word, it can sometimes guess a piece of information that sounds correct in the sentence, but is factually wrong. It doesn't actually know history. It just knows how history stories are usually written. You must always verify the facts with a real source." Ava and Leo looked at a new display in the center of the lab. It was a glowing, balanced scale. On one side sat a sleek metal robot brain, representing the AI's speed and data. On the other side sat a human heart and a printed book, representing empathy and truth. "The AI is powerful," Ava said, "but it needs us to keep it balanced." Leo nodded. "We provide the truth. It provides the speed." By the end of the day, their Milwaukee project was perfect, with every fact checked and every hallucination corrected. Mr. Kimball smiled at Leo. "You've solved the mystery," he said. "The LLM is a wonderful tool, but it is not the master. You are the masters of the machine. Never forget that your own brain is the most important part of the process."